Hello, Nicholas Dodge here. Today we will talk about a certain horned behemoth, Torosaurus. Its name means perforated lizard. It was named for the gaping holes in its huge frill. Torosaurus lived in western North America during the late Cretaceous period, about 68 million years ago. Torosaurus was about 30 feet long, and it weighed about 6 tons. This size made the animal look very impressive. Torosaurus was an herbivore. It cropped low-lying plants with its parrot-like beak before crudely chewing them up with back teeth. The head of Torosaurus makes the animal quite a sight to look at. At over 10 feet long, its skull is the largest of any land animal ever found, rivaled only by Pentaceratops and Titanoceratops. The horns look like they could deal serious damage to anything in its way. However, recent studies show that the frills of ceratopsians like Torosaurus were rather weak. The frill bone was lightweight and thin, so it would not stop the bite of a large carnivore. Despite this apparently poor defense, Torosaurus's frill does serve another function. We believe it may have been more for visual display. The horns and frills of ceratopsians may have evolved to scare off predators and discourage rivals, but they were also attractive to the females. They would show off for potential mates, and the one with the biggest and best looking head probably ends up winning the day. Sometimes, intimidation is all they needed to settle any conflict. At one point in time, Torosaurus was a controversial species. Scientists debated whether it was its own species or just a mature Triceratops. Those who believe Torosaurus is a separate species cite key differences, especially in the skull. Torosaurus, like most ceratopsians, had holes in its frill, while Triceratops's frill was solid bone. Another detail to note is the size of the frill. Torosaurus's frill is massive compared to that of Triceratops. We have also found more Triceratops remains than Torosaurus. Some Torosaurus skulls were also tested for bone structure. While some were found to be adults, others turned out to be juveniles. Even the horns are a little bit different in appearance. We believe there are enough distinctions between Triceratops and Torosaurus to consider them two different animals. Today, Torosaurus is generally considered its own species. Like many of its relatives, Torosaurus may have lived in herds. Since few Torosaurus remains have been found, we can't be totally sure. But based on its relatives with found evidence, such herding behavior seems likely. When a herd is in danger, the dinosaurs that are sick, old, and weak are often left behind almost willingly at the mercy of the attackers. It might seem cruel, but this is normal behavior in many animals. By abandoning the weak, it helps the stronger individuals and the species as a whole survive. We see this today with modern animals, so in the prehistoric world, things would have probably been no different. Next time on Prehistoric World, we will document the flying pteranodon. This is Mr. Dodge, signing off.